everybody, it's Victoria Marie, and I wanted to do a quick video because I've been seeing a lot, and I'm sure you have, of folks that are doing December daily albums and are getting their kits and busting out a whole bunch of stuff to capture those memories that we're all going to have and all love during the holiday season. And I want to do a little video on what December Daily is. I've been seeing a lot of questions about it on the Victoria Marie Facebook group and some other things. People have been emailing me and wanting to know, what do I know about December Daily? I actually I haven't done December Daily exclusively, at least how it's designed to do. I've done other Christmas albums and I need to pull those down, and maybe I'll show you what those little albums are. They're not filled, but I made them. At one point I was selling scrapbook mini albums and making scrapbooks for people, and I don't do that anymore, but I had some left over from previous holiday seasons that I probably should fill with some pictures. But in any event, I wanted a way that was going to be quick and convenient for me to scrapbook my holiday photos this year, and so I started hearing a lot about December Daily and what it is, and so I'm going to describe a little bit about what it all entails. And it sounds as though people kind of take on their own variation of December Daily. At the gist of it, it was designed about 7 years ago by a scrapbook designer named Allie Edwards, and she wanted a way to be able to scrapbook her memories daily. So just simple things. It could have been related to the holidays or not, but just everyday life, to really focus on everyday life. And she was going to take a photo or a few photos a day and jot her memories down and do that in a very creative way through scrapbooking. And a lot of the way that she did it was in a pocketed scrapbook. So you have the pocketed scrapbook cards and print the photos and put them in there and journal, and then you move on. The idea is that you don't stress about it. You just record those memories that are so near and dear to you, and just the everyday moments, and really celebrate that. And so that took sort of a life of its own. She has created kits where you can, December Daily kits, where you can purchase them, and it has all the elements that you need to build a page. And some folks have kind of created their own. So whether you do a true scrapbook album with kind of that concept of scrapbooking daily, or if you take a mini album, whether it's a binder with a pocketed scrapbook layout type of scrapbook, or if you make your own out of chipboard, or kind of the bind it all tool that people use to make mini albums. However you want to, you can make a mini album out of anything. But the concept being that you are scrapbooking these memories on a daily basis. So I'm going to show you my December Daily for 2014, and at some point throughout the holiday season I will also show you the other mini albums that I made that I probably will print pictures and put them in, because I'm not selling them, or maybe I'll give them away as a gift or a giveaway, I don't know yet. So in any event, let me stop gabbing and let me go ahead and show you what I've created, and kind of the concept and kind of my process of doing this for this year. So be back in a moment. Okay everybody, so here is my 2014 December Daily album, and I've decided to go with a small album by Simple Stories. You can pick this up at any craft and hobby store. I purchased this at Michael's, and it has a black spine, and I think it's covered with kind of linen fabric, and it also has a chipboard cover, and it also has a label insert, so you can label the binder, and I just put a piece of pattern cardstock there and put the year 2014 right there inside. And so it does have a chipboard cover in. It also on the back has chipboard, and it has the manufacturer embossing there. And the idea is you want to collect all of your materials that you want to use, and you want to prepare this album ahead of time. That way, when December rolls around and you start taking pictures and you start recording these memories, your album is already done, and you're not having to do all of that, because sometimes we get caught up in all the details of creating the album. With this process, you get it all done before December starts, or at some point, and then when December does start, all you have to do is just go in and fill everything, start filling in your pages. Now, you can go ahead and embellish the entire album first and then pop in your photos as you go along. If you're like me, I'm going to just kind of embellish as I go, so I'll show you the inserts in just a second. And so how I prepared for this is I first selected my album, and then I went through my stash first. I'm going to pull out the way that I store my holiday stuff. I went through my stash first so I can find all of the embellishments that I would use, whether they are holiday themed or not. And some of the papers and some of the embellishments that I can use can be used specifically for holiday stuff because it kind of has holiday colors, and that's what I used here. So I put all of my embellishments and things in this iris container. And as you can see, it's kind of chopped full with a bunch of stuff. So I have my papers in this sort of gallon bag that I got from a kit, and it has all kinds of papers in here that are both holiday themed and non-holiday themed. I can't talk. And then I have a whole bunch of embellishments that I pulled. Some of this is new. A lot of it is just stuff that I pulled from my stash. I try not to buy stuff every year because inevitably I'm not going to use it. I only scrapbook about Christmas typically one time a year. Usually I did all that done. I don't scrapbook Christmas throughout the year. So I have all these different embellishments. I have a roller date stamp. I have washi tape. I have ribbons and bows and tags and doilies and flair, any of my letter stickers. I also grab stamps and die cuts. I purchased these not too long ago. Isn't that cute? Those little penguins are so cute. I will probably use these. I am going to use these. And then these little snowflakes. So adorable. Anyway, so all of my embellishments and things I'm going to use for my holiday scrapping, whether it's for my December daily or for anything else, is going to go in this bin. And it's just, I can just easily store it away. Eventually I'm going to put a label on this that says Christmas, and I'll add to it if I need to, but my goal is to work through this over the next few holiday seasons. And then the stuff that's not holiday related I can use for other projects. So for this purpose, I'm going to keep everything in one container so that when I get ready to work on my binder, I have everything here. I will probably take some of these elements out and put them in a different container to organize the embellishments in smaller pieces. But for right now, everything is collected here. And you do want to sort of have a process by which you're going to have everything organized so that when you get ready to do your December daily, you have all of your stuff ready to go. You're not wasting time having to dig through your stuff to find your embellishments and your papers. You're prepped and you're ready to go. Okay, so there's how I'm organizing that, at least for now. Okay, now let me go back to the actual album itself. So the idea is that you are going to prepare this album in advance, and I did this sometime last week. And what I did is I wanted a simple album cover. Now, of course, you can embellish this however you want to. You can use different types of album styles. This, of course, is a pocketed scrapbooking style. You can also use a chipboard mini. This is something that I purchased not too long ago from the DIY shop, American Crafts brand. You can use something like that. You can even, if you wanted to, use a photo easel. If you don't want to scrapbook a whole bunch of things and you just want to scrapbook the highlights, which brings me to another point. I'm not going to be scrapping 25 days worth of photos for this project, and that's initially what Allie Edwards intended to do, was to scrap 25 days. Some scrapbookers will do all 31 days of December. I probably won't do that simply because I just don't have the time to. So I'm going to fill this with highlights from December and events and things that we do in December, but not necessarily and some everyday stuff as well, but it won't probably be just 25 days or 31 days. But in any event, you can use something like this, which usually comes with some kind of stand in the back, and then it stands up like that, and you can display it like on your coffee table or your end table or your desk at your office or whatever. And then it has these pages. You can switch them out for holiday pages, or you can use this for a non-holiday theme and embellish it up, and it just flips open like this. And so you can go through and see all your pictures. So that's one idea that you can use. You can even embellish old journaling cards that you have through pocketed scrapbooking and make a little tiny album. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you can do, and you can definitely do a search for December Daily on YouTube and see how other people are doing their scrapbooking this holiday season. to get some ideas. So the sky's the limit. All right, so what I did was I wanted a simple album cover. So I took some wood veneer letters, and I want to say that this is from Studio Calico. And what I did was I inked it with some Prima chalk ink, fast drying chalk ink, and then I went over it with glossy accents so it gives it this nice little shine, this sheen, and I let it sit overnight because I did a really thick coat of that glossy accents. And then I took 2 other wood veneers. I have this snowflake wood veneer that I inked first with white, and then I put some Tim Holtz Distress glitter on there, which was really, really pretty. And then I have this other embellishment that says Christmas, and I did some glossy accents on top of that. And so that ensures that it's going to be nice and sturdy. Most of my mini albums will sit, I'll bring them out for the holiday season and put them on the shelf, you know, on the off season. So it ensures that they stay nice and don't get scratched up. So I have my album cover ready. You'll see when you're looking at other scrapbook process videos or blogs or people's photos on Facebook that everyone has their own take on the cover. So you just personalize it and jazz it up as much as you want. Okay, so on the inside, as I mentioned earlier, I chose to do pocketed scrapbooking style, and these inserts are from Simple Stories. And so this one has the different small little, I believe these are 2x2 squares, and I spelled out Christmas on there, if you notice, and put a little bit of embellishment. So this is kind of my little cover page, and I'll probably put, like, since I have 2014 on the cover, I don't necessarily need to put the year here. And what I've done is I haven't heavily embellished this yet because I like to embellish as I go, and I'll do videos as I'm filling these in. And so I put a piece of this transparency star paper, or star transparency here, that I got from another kit. Most of all the stuff that I'm using was from kits that I've gotten previous from kit clubs or products that I purchased. Then I have different journaling cards where I want them and placeholders for photos. So as I go along, I'm going to be scrapbooking just the highlights of stuff. So when we go see the Nutcracker, when we drive around and look at Christmas lights, some of the everyday things like, you know, making a gingerbread house or, you know, Christmas tree, things of that nature, things that my daughter is going to have at school, my office Christmas party, stuff like that. So that's what I'm intending to do. And then just some regular everyday stuff. And so I cut different pieces of pattern paper to go in some of these pocket photo slits. Some of them will have the cards. This page is intended to be for photos and embellishing. And then I also made sure that I put some journaling cards in there. And of course, this is totally fluid. So if you have it designed one way, you might end up changing this. If you're like me, you'll probably end up changing it. Alrighty, and then I also wanted to put in some different types of inserts, and I might put some more. This is a insert from Teresa Collins, and I decided to add that in there, and it's supposed to mimic a folder, and you see the tab here, and that's really cute. And so I can embellish it or put photos on the inside and do some journaling, so that should be really fun to embellish. And I think I have something else that's similar to that in here. Then I also have some of these fuller pages in here that I can do sort of a kind of a larger layout, which is really nice. This paper I had from a season ago. It's really, really pretty. I forget who makes it, but it's kind of vintage, and I really like that. I love vintage Christmas. And then some more of these unique pocketed pages where I can put smaller photos here, and that's what I intend to do. Then another one of these cool Teresa Collins folder things, and that opens up. You can put tags and some other really fun interactive elements to your album. And so that's kind of the flow of my album. Another one of those little square inserts there where I can put multiple embellishments and papers. Some of these papers are traditional Christmas, some of them are not. This paper is not, but it's really nice. It has those nice muted cream color, and I thought that would be really nice to use. Then I have this one pattern paper. It has kind of a map of the world, and I think that would be pretty cool to do our Christmas Eve, kind of a mini Christmas Eve layout where we're getting ready for Santa Claus to come and talk about where Santa's going to go. So that's always fun, and my kid is getting old enough now where she kind of understands that, so that's going to be really fun this year. And then I'll probably add another thing. And so the way that I've designed this, again, I'm not going to be scrapbooking at least daily, taking pictures daily, but it is going to be the highlights, and there's probably going to be some everyday things thrown in there. Well, there will be, but definitely you can customize this however you want to. It can be as embellished as you want it or not. Just have fun with it. The point of it is, and Allie recommends, that you do not stress out about this. This is a project that you're not looking for perfection here. You're looking to record these special memories during the holiday season. So don't stress out. Have fun with it. Okay, so I have this information on my blog at victoriamarieblog.wordpress.com, so go visit me there and sign up to follow me so you can get updates and things. I will be doing videos on the additions that I make to this album, and then I'll do a grand tour of the album once I have it done. I may have it done before the end of the season, but once I have it done, and show that to you as well. If you have any questions, certainly you can definitely email me. My information is on the blog as well, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. Make sure that you check out Allie Edwards. You can Google Allie Edwards, A-L-I Edwards, on Google, and it'll bring you to her website where she talks about her concept of December Daily. Okay, guys, thanks so much, and I will see you next time.